Hey, happy Father's Day, everyone, and happy Sunday morning. It's 12:01 on Sunday, um, June 20th. So, coming to you tonight just to finally getting some time to sit down and run through the Vader version 2 Soundfont upgrades that Jesse Kirkbride did for his Kyberphonic Father package. But on top of that, what I've done, so this is sort of a collection of all the Vader sound fonts that I have. There's only 7 of them. So the first one I have in my list is the original Father version 1 from Kyberphonic, which I have labeled OTV1, because it really, that Father sound font was really sort of encompassing of the entire trilogy, episodes 4, 5, and 6. And then the second one I have in my list is the OTVader from Madcow over at saberfont.com. And then I have the 4 version 2s. So I have the A New Hope version 2, Empire Strikes Back version 2, Return of the Jedi version 2, and then Rogue One version 2. And then the 7th font that I have in the last in the list is the RogueVader sound font from KSith. And so part of the reason I added the other 2 Vader sound fonts, the one from Madcow and the one from KSith, is just to kind of give people an idea for how slightly different but also similar a lot of these sound fonts are. But in particular, I'll let you know when I've queued up Madcow's version. Pay attention to the difference in the accent swing pairings. The way he bends those swing sounds. It's a very distinctive thing that Madcow does with his fonts in general. You hear it a lot on his Rogue font, for example, also with Hoth. It's one of the reasons I really like his sound fonts too. He's sort of like one of those old school font makers. He really does a lot of these really cool sounds. And then when he goes and upgrades these fonts for Smooth Swing, for CFX and Profi, he kept a lot of that original quality on those sound fonts as well. So anyway, let's get started. And so the first one is Kyberphonic Father, the very first version of the original trilogy, version 1.
Give yourself to the dark side.
Now, what I did do with all of the Kyberphonic ones, all 5, the original version 1 and then the 4 version 2s, is I took his hum 2, which has the breathing hum, and I stuck it in my hum file. So it has the hum 1 and hum 2. So about every 20 seconds, it may switch to the breathing one or stay on the non-breathing one. That's just something that I enjoy doing with these fonts, because I like it when it just sort of randomly decides to go with the hum with breathing. I enjoy it that way. So you'll hear that in Kyberphonic, the Kyberphonic fonts. And then these are all very, very basic red Sith blade styles that I'm using. Original trilogy Clash colors, which is almost like a really, really, really bright white with some trails of blue in the lightning block and in the lockup. Nothing fancy, like no emitter flares or cutting edge response blades or force effects or anything like that. Just mostly audio flicker and static blades.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Okay, and then the next one is OTVader from Madcow. You notice that bend? If any of you are familiar with his sound font Ashes, which actually happens to be like one of my top 3 all-time favorite sound fonts of all time, the bends he does in the swings on this are very, very similar to that. And his clashes are a lot smaller, very they're a little bit more subtle, minute. But it does seem to have that sense, that feeling of movie accuracy. I mean, they sound very good with respect to getting a very Vader-like sound font. You'll notice actually one of those clashes is actually the sound of those doors closing.
The dark side.
All right. And on all of these fonts for Vader, I basically set my ignition and retraction really out there, because Vader, you know, his saber in the movies was always known for having that really slow ignition out, that wipe out, and then a slow wipe in, or a slightly faster wipe in. Most of these settings are somewhere around 1050 for the ignition and like 850, 900 for the retraction. So this is Father V2 from Kyberphonic, the A New Hope version. I really like the bass on the hum on this one, and then that higher swing is kind of a little wispier. I like that pairing. It's really nice. And the clash sounds are a little bit more prolonged.
Your lack of faith disturbing.
Enough of this. Vader, release him.
Wish. Where are those transmissions you intercepted? What have you done with those plans?
And this is Father V2 Empire Strikes Back version. Enterprise. Again, those nice slow wipeouts. I love the updated blaster blocks on this version. So after he released this new V2 package, I actually went back and watched a lot of the Vader scenes from the original trilogy. And I have to say, the modifications he made to the sound font, the upgrades, a lot of them are really spot on. So props to Jesse for doing this rework. It's really amazing.
Don't fail me again. Impressive. Most impressive.
And then this next one is Father V2 Return of the Jedi.
Give yourself to the dark side.
And here we hear even a lower bass on the main hum, which is a lot more accurate in that throne room scene.
My son is with them. I see you have constructed a new lightsaber. Your feelings have now betrayed her too. Give yourself to the dark side. Indeed, you are powerful, as the Emperor has foreseen.
I loved putting that against my post off. All right, next one is Father version 2, the Rogue One version. Of course, we have those classic blaster blocks from that hallway scene.
My apologies. You do have a great many things to explain. I expect you not to hesitate to assure the Emperor the Galen person does not compromise this weapon in any way.
And the next one is the last one in this list, which is KSith's RogueVader. And so this one I'm going to play two different ways. I'm going to play it without the soundtrack and then with the soundtrack, because I think this one in particular, the sound font sort of does this really good job of wholly recreating that hallway scene. So let me just play the font without the track first.
You were not summoned here to grovel, Director Krennic.
All right, I think I'm going to play it with the sound. Actually, I think I didn't.
Lord Vader.
Sorry, this is RogueVader from KSith. I was still playing the RogueVader from Kyberphonic. So this is RogueVader from KSith. Sorry about that. There we go. That sounds more like it. So on KSith's version, it differs a little bit from Kyberphonic in that initial hum. It's just that singular hum. It doesn't pair right away with anything else when it ignites, which I like. I like that difference. And also, I like that he incorporates the actual sound of the resistance fighters getting killed when you hit the blaster block. And the force sound is that force pull. All right, now I'm going to play it with the soundtrack, which is the full hallway scene. All right, folks, that's it. May the force be with you, and I hope you enjoyed this font demo. And if you haven't yet checked out any of these Vader sound fonts, I highly encourage you to. So again, these sound fonts were the Father V1 and V2 sound font packages from Kyberphonic, OTVader sound font from Madcow over at saberfont.com, and then RogueVader from KSith over at KSith saberfonts.com. All right, may the force be with y'all. Take care. Happy Father's Day.